Okay, students, the first structured programming element I want to talk about is a simple one. It's called sequence. Sequence just means that the commands that you are giving to the computer at any given section of the program are coming one after another. Now, I'm going to show you the specifics of this one. This is something which we call a list box, which I added to the form here, and I also added a button. And in this particular case, I've gone and I have renamed this to numbers added. You won't see this when it runs, but this is the name of the control. And I've also put the button on here. The button has text which is displayed in the button, add a number, and then it also has a name which is called just add number. Now this is for making the program easier to read, easier to program, and so forth. Now when I created this, then with the button, you can see there's add number, and then it says click. So when I click on the button, it will go here and it will show these particular commands. And then you have the first one, and then you have the next one. That's sequence, one after another. Now, there's little red squiggles under here, and the reason for the squiggles is that I have commented out this particular command up here. This command is required, and I don't want to get into the reasoning behind it right this moment. It will be something that we discuss later in the course. But just accept that in this particular program, it's required. It's required simply because this won't work without it. Okay, so accept it at this point, and we'll discuss it more in detail later in the course. Now, when I run this program, you'll see this has nothing in it, but when I click the button, you'll see that it keeps putting one more number in the list box. Okay, and this is with the 2 lines of code. It's not the only way of doing this, and one of your assignments in this first week will talk about doing this with loops without the user having to press the buttons repeatedly in order to get all of the numbers in there. But sequence specifically just talks about putting one command after another. Okay, so just keep that basic concept in mind. You can have any commands that you want, and notice that there's basically one entry point here with these commands and one exit point. That is, we come in, we execute this first line which adds 1 to the value of x, and then we do this command which adds that value to the list box so that you can see it. Okay, so sequence is very simple, but it has power of its own. Okay, so next we'll talk about decision statements. See you in that video.